Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about Hawkeye Season 1, Episode 2, Hide and Seek. This was just an okay episode. Like, it wasn't nothing fancy, it wasn't nothing special, nothing like that. But I will say this, even though I thought it was okay, and I liked the banter between like both the Hawkeyes and stuff, I did fall asleep when watching this. It was pretty late. But still, I did fall asleep around the time they Kate and her mom and Jack, which now I have to call Jack instead of Jacques because they did pronounce it Jack in the show. I could have sworn they pronounced it Jacques at one point, but now sadly I must call him Jack. And so I fell asleep during the dinner part, only to wake up to hear sword fighting, only to go back to sleep again, and then wake up to see her crash down on the through the ceiling or roof or whatever to like rescue Hawkeye. So I had to rewind that and rewatch it. But for the most part, yeah, I will just say it's just slightly boring. Like there's just certain things in there I just don't care for. But I do like this series. And I hope to God I love it because like Dickinson got canceled. So after that, I'm not gonna be able to watch it like Haley no more. So like yeah. Um but I did enjoy the banter. I really love this Kate character. Like I never knew who she was until like they announced this show was getting made and stuff. And so now I want to see her like in animation, but they'll just screw that up. I mean, I think there was a show called Marvel Rising. I kind of like some of the characters in that, but not every episode was good. And it seemed more like shorts than anything else. Um, and so like I still don't like the Jeremy Renner Hawkeye character, but I will say this is probably the first time I ever actually like just found like Clint to be humorous or just like likable and stuff. Like he was just really interesting. Um, so basically, it starts off where it left off when he's like has her in the alley and he sees that she's a female and wearing his suit and he doesn't want to like hurt her because of course she's female and stuff. And so like she's all excited that he's Hawkeye and everything. And so like she gives him back the suit at her apartment, but then the tracksuit mafia, which is still just a weird like why does Marvel have such lame villains? Like I know they're from the comics, but at least jazz them up to make them a little bit more threatening and stuff. So they track her down and everything somehow, and they burn her apartment down. And so he's unable to get the suit, but so he has to like leave, but he goes back there again. Now this don't make no sense. The dude is a Avenger, or a former Avenger, I should say. I think this is set like in 2025 or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, he is still somewhat of an Avenger, so of course people recognize him on the street. So when he goes to get the suit, all he has to say is this is official like Avenger business, unless the Avengers have now formally broken up completely. But still, he's a hero. He can at least say this is hero business. Walk in, get the suit. No, he decides he's gonna dress as a fireman, walk in, and with the rest of the firemen, and then of course the suit is gone. I don't understand why he's hiding his identity for. Nobody is gonna link him to the Ronin persona, and like all he had to do is say this is official hero business, and I need to it's allegedly a suit in there, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. So I'm not understanding where they're going with this. Also, because maybe the Avengers are broken up. Who knows? Because like when not Hawkeye, but when Falcon did his stuff, like none of the rest of the Avengers really showed up except for War Machine, and that's about it. But who knows? So like, and so with the suit being missing, like he's wondering like who has it, and so like what's weird is somehow it ended up, this guy ended up getting it and making a big deal about it on YouTube, and he's at some kind of like Renaissance fair thing. Not sure how in the world this dude got his hands like on the suit. So anyway, he has to sign up for the Renaissance fair thing. He doesn't want to be there. and then he has to pretend fight the guy, and the guy is all excited. He's geeking out. Not only is it Hawkeye, but he gets to kill Hawkeye and all this other stuff. I've never been to a Renaissance fair. I used to talk to this one person online that goes, like, she loves it to death. I think one actually did come to my school when I was in college, and they had like they were like having like sword fighting and stuff like that. Like, it's all right. I just don't get the whole dress up thing, role playing thing. I just don't get that, you know. But hey, when people have fun doing that, I mean, you need some excitement. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot better than what James Gunn does. That man is weird. Like, he has these strange, like, baby parties and stuff. Like, I kid you not. Like, it's like this, it's like a weird, strange thing. Because I saw a video on it. That's how I know that. Because somebody was, like, defending him back when he got fired from Disney. Back with the whole, like, pedophile joke thing. And they literally showed him at some strange party where people dressed up as, like, children and baby dolls and stuff. I don't get that. And so I'm thinking to myself, is that like a Renaissance fair thing? Are they role playing being babies? And of course she actually did make a pedo joke in the video. So yeah, that crap is all true. It's just not online. He actually does that. Like, that's a weird man. Anyway, so I've just never been into the whole Renaissance fair thing. But he gets the suit back. I still don't know how that dude got his hand on the suit unless he just snuck into a burning building and just, like, you know, got it for some reason. But the question is, why would he sneak into a burning building for? Like I said, that don't make no sense. Also, the suit looks differently than it did in the movie. Same thing with the Falcon Soldier suit before he turned to Captain America. And also Bucky's suit, the Winter Soldier suit. Like, both of those look like low budget TV show suits and everything, not like the movie suits. And so, like, because it's a TV show. But you think since they have access to the movie suit, then why don't they just use that? That don't make no sense. Also, speaking of low budget, this feels like a really low budget, like, Netflix Marvel show or like an Arrowverse show. Because, I mean, when you watch it, it just does. You can tell they don't have the budget to do much of anything on this show. So it's extremely low key, it's extremely grounded and stuff. And so, like, and another thing that really bugged me in this episode, there's no action really. Like, there's really no, at least there was action in the first episode, but that was weird action. Like, I don't know why. It just looked and felt weird. And so I hope to God this show gives more action and more better villains and stuff. But where I'm at. So, you know, yeah, he gets the suit back. And I still don't understand how it fit her, because his body shape is totally different from hers. Also, I don't understand how his suit and weapons got into the rubble of, like, the Avenger compound when it came crashing down. Because, like, you know, throughout that entire fight, I'm pretty sure he... Wait, did he wear his Ronin? You know, no? Did he? I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I watched Avengers Endgame. I don't own it on DVD only because it's 2 hours of them talking, and then the last, like, hour and a half or so is them fighting and stuff. And so I just watched the fighting stuff on YouTube. But yeah, I need to rewatch that on YouTube because I'm pretty sure he's not wearing his hoodie. I don't think. I know his hair is spiked up and stuff. I'm pretty sure he's not wearing his Ronin costume. So that could be how it got in the rubble. I need to rewatch that because I know he's not wearing his Hawkeye outfit and he's not wearing regular clothes. He's wearing something, I remember. But that's all I remember. Because he has his bow and stuff. And he didn't have his sword. So maybe he did take it off. So that's probably how he got in the rubble and stuff. And so, like... So, where I'm at. I'm trying to remember this episode. Basically, they're just walking around town, and he gives her his number in case of emergency. So I like the banter between these two. It's like fun. It's like, it's just kind of like good cop, bad cop, or kind of like cop and runaway kid type thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny, he keeps calling her a kid, you know, she's 22 years old. And like, but she looks so young, and she always plays young teenage characters and stuff. I would say it was funny. She was just walking around town and inside the stores and all this other stuff with a bow in her hand, and nobody seemed to question that. And it's just kind of weird. And so, like, her regular day outfit that she wears is very reminiscent to that of her comic book costume. So, of course, she's gonna be wearing that when she does her vigilante stuff. So it's just basically she's gonna be wearing her regular clothes, so people should be able to spot that in the streets. And I doubt that this version is gonna wear like shades like she does in the comics. So people are gonna know her identity. And that's the one thing about Marvel that's always pissed me off is everybody knows everybody's identity because nobody wants to hide it no more. Except for Spider-Man, but for the most part, a lot of like heroes and stuff know who he is, and it's kind of annoying. I'm tired of all these heroes not having secret identities in movies and TV shows no more. So he wants to be with his family. She wants to like just be like a vigilante and everything and hang out with him. And so like Lucky, we see him again and he's eating pizza because of course he's Lucky the pizza dog from the comic books and stuff. So that's what he does, you know? And so she's staying at her aunt's while her aunt's in Florida. At some point in time, her mom and her have dinner, and she's still not liking Jack. And Jack, you know, he's shown to be a very good swordsman. He's just not like collecting them. I still don't understand why Hawkeye's sword collapses. I don't understand that. It didn't do that in the movie. And so, like, this guy, he has some edge to him. And of course, nobody is really trying to like solve the murder of like his uncle. So they need to hurry up and speed that up. I mean, it's brought up, but they're not trying to like solve it and stuff. But then again, because if she wants to be like a hero, why isn't she trying to like solve it? So it shows that her mom likes her boyfriend more than she loves her own daughter. So that's going to be some abandonment issues. Wouldn't it be crazy if the mom turned out to be the villain and she's the one who hired like the hit on like the auction place and stuff, because she did have beef with that Armand guy and stuff. Or wouldn't it be even crazier if it's like the little tiny nephew, like the really tiny boy and stuff? So anyway, him and her do like a fencing lesson, and she's smart enough to figure out he knows more about swords than just collecting them. He knows how to fence too. And so, like, but for some reason, they're trying. See, that's the problem with this show. They're not explaining his character very well. They're being very vague, and they're expecting you to know who he is. But most people don't. And so, like, for myself, I had to look him up on the internet and stuff. So, this show has its flaws and everything. And you just can't expect people to know who this person is, you know? So, basically, Hawkeye, he contacts, like, the tracksuit mafia. And so like I forget why he contacts them, but he does. And then so of course they capture him. And then so when Kate calls him, somebody else answers the phone. She knows he's in danger. She uses her mom's security company to track his phone, and then she goes to rescue him. He actually rescued himself, and he's getting ready to like whoop on them and leave until she comes crashing down the ceiling, which was really funny. It's such a rookie move. See, this is what I'm talking about. In the first episode, she was doing all these amazing flips over cars and like beating up, like she was beating up at least 7 grown 200-something pound men with relative ease. And yeah, she knows martial arts and everything, but she's still a rookie. So it would have been nice to see her get her butt whooped a whole lot more other than her just like running away, you know? So I like the fact that she crashed down. So of course now they're both captured. And so they go to meet with their boss person named Echo. I don't know who Echo is in the comics. So she better be impressive because she's just dressing like a regular person. But for some strange reason, from what I read online, she's getting her own spin-off series. Why? I don't get that. But then again, Then again, from what I read online, she is like the adoptive daughter of like Kingpin or something like that. So, and we all now know there is going to be a Daredevil fifth season on Disney Plus because they now have the rights to that character. They're using him in the movies to be Spider-Man's lawyer, so they're bringing those characters back. And thank God. I just hope Disney doesn't Disney this show up because so far, the Kate show is kind of fluffy, like a fluffier. It's like a fluffier Stargirl season for the most part. And so like maybe if she's getting her own spinoff, then that's gonna lead into like the Daredevil show and stuff like that. But who knows? I don't know why they're really giving her her own spinoff. I don't know who she is. I'd rather see a Marvel show with somebody from the comics I kind of know. Because when it comes to Marvel, because their animation shows are very limited to certain characters from like the 90s and stuff that I used to watch, I don't really know that many heroes in Marvel. And most of the ones I do know have already showed up in the movies. And so like DC, I know them a whole lot better because of all the animation shows they've had, like all the different Justice League shows and crossovers they had. So, you know, with that, I know them. But when it comes to Marvel, I don't know who anybody is for the most part. So this was an okay episode. It wasn't great. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't awesome. They really need to crank in some action in these shows. If they throw in some action, then it'll be totally fine. You know what I'm saying? And they explain things a little bit better. See, if they just explain certain things a little bit better, stop being so vague with the mom and Jack and everything, because clearly something's going on with both of them. And get some better villains. Because who wants to see the tracksuit mafia, man? Like, seriously, like, who wants to see them? Like, oh, because this is the thing about comic book movies and shows now. They're starting to bring in the D-list villains and the D-list costumes. I know James Gunn did that in the Suicide Squad. Somebody else did that too. Doom Patrol. I think Doom Patrol was the first one that actually started this mess in live action. Like they started bringing in like villains that look so goofy that you would never expect them to like make it into like a movie. And then next thing you know, that trend started catching, and now they're starting to do it with like other properties and stuff. But it's just like they're only doing that to please like, you know, the comic fanboys and fangirls. But it's just like it needs to be more presentable than that, you know. It's kind of like the whole debate between Superman and Batman's costume in the movies. There's still some fanboys and fangirls out there, mostly fanboys, that keep saying they want to see the underwear outside the pants. Don't nobody want to see that in a live action movie. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to see that. Like, it worked on the Adam West show, and it works in animation. But even in animation, I don't want to see that no more. Like, that was just a weird thing they did with comic books back in the day, but nobody does that no more. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.